You told me that you'd stay with me and shelter me forever. That was a hard promise to keep. I can't blame you for the bad weather. After all that has been said and done, I won't ask you where you're going. Don't keep in touch. I don't miss you much, except sometimes early in the morning. Now use your silver tongue once more. There's one thing that I'd like to know. Did you ever believe the lies that you told? Did you earn the fool's gold that you gave me? Did you ever believe the lies that you told? Did you earn the fool's gold that you gave me? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. At whatever time you are listening to this and wherever you might be on this big planet. How are you doing? I hope the new year has begun well. I hope you had a lovely week. I hope you're having a lovely day. And before we get carried away, I just want to plug you on that song that I started with. It's related to what we're going to talk about today, but it's a song by Lassa. I hope I get her name right. Lassa De Sela, and it's called Fool's Gold. So I stumbled upon this song when I was watching Uncoupled on Netflix, the very last episode of the season that's there. I think it's season 1. The very last episode after it's such an emotional movie. But anyway, why I am in love with this song is because it's a very wholesome love song. You know, when people have their hearts broken, when people break up, there's always too much sass going on. There's always, I want you back, or just, you'll never find someone like me. But this song is just so wholesome. I'm telling you, this song went to therapy. It's such a beautiful breakup song. It's healthy. It's what you should do in an ideal breakup. But I know emotions can take over. But that is why I love this song so much. When you have the time, go and listen to it. In case I butchered her name, I'm going to leave it in the description so that you can also just get to experience it. Whether on Spotify or you're watching on YouTube, just check the description. I'll leave it there so you can also enjoy the beautiful Fool's Gold by Lassa De Sela. And with that said, welcome to another episode of the In All Honesty podcast. My fabulous name is Olive Orawo, and today I'm here for part 2. So I'm completing a story that started in season 1, and I just never got around to finishing it. And I think because also I didn't know whether I've gotten to a place of healing where I can tell the story without so much emotion. But anyway, let's get to the story of how my boyfriend and I broke up. So I think the first episode I just did moving in with my boyfriend, the lessons that I learned about sharing space with him. So you can go to season 1 of In All Honesty podcast, moving in with my boyfriend. I don't remember what episode it was, but yes, I had talked about it. But then I said, I'll come back and tell you about the actual breakup story. So I'm here for that part. A little recap. So there's this guy I met at work. The relationship continued. We were friends for a while, and then we started dating. When we started dating, I think we dated for a very short period and then moved in together. But at the time, we weren't looking to start a family. We weren't looking to do anything. So we were just like, let's move in and see. If it doesn't work, we can always move out, right? That's how you sign your soul to the devil. You think it's one, two, three, right? So once we moved in, there was a lot of strain on the relationship. I realized I'm a horrible communicator. I realized I freaking cannot share space because the idea of waking up with someone in my house was too much. The idea of working and then coming back home and knowing in my head that there's someone in the house when I'm to the house that I'm going back to was a lot for me. And there were things like, I don't know, he was clean and organized. He just wasn't as clean and as organized as me. And everyone in my life knows, even my friends know that no one is as organized as I am. So it is actually an unachievable standard to have. But anyway, it was strenuous during the relationship. So 5 months in, we decided to move into separate houses. And this is where the breakup began. So when we moved out into separate houses, I remember the exact day when we broke up. But let me tell you before that. When we moved into separate houses, our relationship like just blossomed back to a very beautiful space. The sex was amazing. Communication was top notch. We just had chemistry. It's like we just met. The butterflies came back. It was the honeymoon phase again. It was a beautiful, beautiful time in the relationship when we finally moved into our own different spaces. And then there's this one day, of course, I'm talking to my boyfriend every day. That's my boyfriend. So there's this one day. I remember the day very specifically because one, it was a public holiday. So a couple of my friends, three of my friends, who our timelines always cross because someone works on Monday, another one works on Tuesday. So we've never been able to actually set a date and meet. So three of them just said, since it's a public holiday, finally, let's come to your place, Olive, and just do lunch and drinks. And I was like, cool. So it was a public holiday. They were coming to my house. The other thing, this relationship had too many synchronicities. I should have flagged it down as a red flag. So first of all, me and my boyfriend used to share a birth week, but like I think my birthday is 21st of November. His, I think, was either on the 19th. Yeah, either on the 18th or 19th. Like it was days away, days apart. Our birthdays were days apart. The other thing, his best friend and my best friend shared birthdays. Yeah. This one birthday I'm talking about that is actually a public holiday in Kenya. So on this particular day, my best friend had gone out for a work trip, so she wasn't in town, so we hadn't planned anything for her birthday. It was a public holiday. My friends were coming to my house, and it was his best friend's birthday. So he was going to his best friend's house, and then they were going. They had organized a trip to somewhere outside town, and they were doing their own things. So yes, this day has come, this public holiday that no one saw anything out of the ordinary. I had talked to my boyfriend the previous night, and then he woke up that day in the morning. I knew he was going to meet his best friend, but that's all. That's all the information I had. I just knew, oh, today he's with his best friend. I'm cleaning up the house and prepping. I'm waiting for my friends. But then he calls me in the morning. I'm thinking it's just a checkup. He's like, no, I want to pass by your place while I go to my besties. So me and his bestie live in the same neighborhood. So he has to pass by my house to go to his place. But I was just like, it's the same neighborhood. I don't see anything suspicious about it. So then this guy comes to my house, comes with some shopping. I'm thinking, I don't know. I thought first of all it was for his friend, but then he brings them to me. He says they are mine. And I'm just thinking, okay, thank you. But then it's your boyfriend. You don't think much of it. So I'm trying to clean up and like continue with what I was doing and telling him, okay, you have a good day. But then he was like, just come and sit down for a while. I want to talk to you before I head over to my friends. So I sit down, and this guy, he just starts saying things that just don't even make sense. Tells me, I feel like I'm holding you back. I just want you to go ahead and spread your wings. I'm just thinking, in my head, okay, guys, I also have commitment issues. So in my head, what is it called? When someone does not want you, what is it called? This thing that men react to very badly. I can't get that name while that plane is passing. Not not denied. You know that noun, right? Yeah. So I picked it up very fast. I know never to stay in a place where I am not wanted. So he didn't need to say much before I realized he was saying, I don't want us to continue with this relationship. But he said it in so many words. He was just saying things like he held me back. So a lot of things were not adding up, right? So I'm thinking, why is he saying that he's holding me back? In the period that I have dated this guy, I have achieved more in my life than ever before. Like, he's the one who used to push me to do things. He's the one who like used to tell me, who used to give me the courage to like go and do pursue opportunities that I never had. He took me to places. He was very encouraging, and I achieved so much while with him. I even like managed to pull myself out of depression while dating this guy. So I was just thinking, when he says he's holding me back, is he just trying to say I'm holding him back but doesn't want to place the blame on me? But anyway, at that time, he's just like, I want you to go forth and spread your wings. A lot of, now looking back, is a lot of bullshit. So I said, okay, I guess this is goodbyes. I took it up very fast. I picked it up very fast. But I remember I was not able to control my tears as much as I usually prefer to cry where people cannot see me. I couldn't control my tears. I just cried in that very moment, but I told him, you go. No worries. I guess it's a breakup. A breakup is a breakup. It hurts, but I guess we gotta move. So then and he leaves and goes to his best friend. And when he leaves, he texts my best friend and tells my best friend, take care of Olive. I'm just like, what in the movies shit is this? So my best friend texts me and asks me, Kwani, what is wrong? I tell her, no, me, I'm just chilling. I'm cleaning the house. Akina Nani are coming. And she's just like, your boyfriend has texted me to take care of you. And I'm just like, no, we've just broken up. So I think he's just being a tad dramatic. And she was like, okay, I'm sorry about that, but I'm outside town. There's nothing I can do. So I tell her not to worry. She just goes about her business, and happy birthday. I was also really mad because why would you text my best friend? It's her fucking birthday. Like, why would you spoil that for her? But anyway, I told him later on, and I was just like, that's a shitty thing to do. Kwani, what did you think I was gonna do? Kill myself because you've left me? Anyway, my friends come over in the evening. It's weighing heavy on my heart. I'm trying to keep it together. It's like just heavy on my heart. And I think they noticed. And one of them asked me, you've moved into separate houses, but you're still dating, right? And I couldn't hold back. I just told them, well, we just broke up today in the morning. So I remember even they didn't know what to do. But at the time, it was so heavy that I couldn't even mask it with the humor. I usually have so much humor just somewhere under my sleeve that I can always pull out and pew, pew, pew. But at the time, it was so fresh. I didn't even have the humor to mask all the pain I was feeling in that very same day and moment. But anyway, time went by. My friends left the next day. It became a sleepover. It became a whole thing. Oh, it was such an eventful night. We went and picked my drunk friend from another place at night. It was so eventful. Anyway, but that day went by, and now the struggle began. Everyone knows the breakup struggle. They're gonna come back. You're gonna have sex with them again. You're gonna try and push them away. You're gonna try and have sex with someone else so that you don't get to have sex with them. Well, that worked. Oh, by the way, that worked. But guys, when the only way to get over one man is to go under another one, it worked for me. It did work. But anyway, but it didn't work in that way, in a way that it solved my problem. Since I'm not hypersexual, I cannot sleep with two people at the same time. My brain cannot compute that. So I only had to sleep with another guy for me to not be able to sleep with my ex. So it was very simple. So it didn't matter that he'd approach me and try and just tell me like, I miss you too. But at the time, since I had had sex with this guy, I was just unable to have sex with him. So my brain can't compute having sex with two people at this, like, in the same timeline. Like, there has to be one exit and then one comes in. Like, I can't have sex with you today and then in a month's time have sex with another person and then come back have sex with you again. No, I can't do that. It's just one person at a time. If you exit once. One person at a you exit one way. So it helped having sex with someone else, just so not to have sex with him. But the emotions were still a lot. We were still dealing with very toxic, the toxic contact where you're just like, he'd still call me and ask me to go on random dates the way we used to do before we started dating. When we were just friends, we'd go on random dates. And I'd go on those dates and I just end up crying because I don't know what to do with all these things I am feeling. And for the longest time, he just said, I just felt like I'm holding you back. And at this time, it was such at that time I wasn't very confident in who I was. There was a lot of self-sabotage. And so at that point, when he broke up with me and couldn't give me a reason for my head to make sense of the situation, I ended up blaming myself. So I was like, I'm sure he left me because I didn't want to have children and probably he wants to start a family. And when I asked him that outrightly, he said, no, it has nothing to do with children. I just left you because I just feel like we're moving in different paths. And that reason still didn't make sense to me. It still did not give me the closure that I would have needed to start on my healing journey. And so I went into, could it have been my communication skills from the time we were living together? Because at the time when we were living together is when I realized my communication skills are horrible. When I am upset, disappointed, or feeling anything negative, I shut down. I go to sleep. I do not talk. I will process whatever it is I am feeling in my sleep. You can't talk to me at that point. I will sleep or cry. Those are my only go-tos. I don't know how to articulate what I am feeling when exactly it's a negative feeling. So my communication skills were very bad. And I thought maybe that is why. So I thought to myself, I'm very toxic. And at this time, I have completely absolved this man of anything bad. I am thinking he's a beautiful human. I'm thinking anything that if he feels hurt, I'm thinking even at this point when he's trying to break up with me, there's something I've done to him, but he still doesn't want to hurt me. That's how decent of a man he is. That's why he's making up these tiny excuses about why he's breaking up with me. And so I remember even asking him a couple of times, if it's not anything to do with the children, or starting a family, if it's nothing to do with me being toxic and my communication skills, then what is it about? And this guy just kept on saying, no, I just think we're moving in different directions. So I guess I stopped trying. But in stopping to try to finding the reason as to why he broke up with me, I went into complete self-sabotage. So in my head, I convinced myself that I am a very horrible person who does not deserve other people, who does not deserve good things. So everyone I touch, everyone I am with ends up getting hurt. And this was emphasized in the sense that when I moved out of my family's home and moved into like just being by myself, a lot of people felt like I had interpreted that the way my family and the way people felt about me making that move was hurtful to them. So I thought to myself, I think I'm a very toxic person. I think I'm a very selfish person. I just go about life doing the things I feel like, and it doesn't matter how it affects other people. So that piling onto this guy not telling me the reason as to why we're breaking up, I just felt like I was extremely toxic as a human being. And this guy was just being very decent and not wanting to tell me. So what happened with me feeling like a horrible, horrible human being, I decided that I'm going to keep away from anything love, because I am toxic and anyone I am with will end up hurting, right? So now I went for 2 years before, yeah, it was 2 years, 2 years before I interacted with anyone. Like even went on a regular date. You know how you just go to a restaurant and none. 2 years clean, just me seated somewhere chilling. I'm just in my house. I'm not going out with anyone. I don't want any human connections because I feel like I am such a dirty, horrible person. And anyone I come into contact with, anyone I get to interact with, will end up hurt. And I am not a good person. So I convinced myself like that for a very long time. And then there is this time now, 2 years later, 2 years or a year. I don't remember the timelines, guys, but I think it was a while. It was 2 years. So push back and forth, back and forth. I started getting over my boyfriend, my ex-boyfriend. So I started getting over him. So it was just like, keep yourself busy. So it's work, it's this. I took up so many clients at that time. I was just like busy, and it really did help. But then he reached out and he reached out and he was like, I want us to hang out. And I told him I don't want anything at all to do with you. And he tells me, this time I'm coming to meet you, full disclosure. I'm just coming to tell you everything, like the truth. And I told him, if that's the reason, then well, let's organize to meet. So then we meet this one day. We meet, and I tell him then what's the truth about. So then he thinks we'd hang out first and then like get to this whatever happened later on. But I just told him the only reason I am meeting you is because you said full disclosure. I want to hear it. If that's not it, then there is no reason for us to be here right now. So then he goes, okay, I'm going to tell you the truth. So he tells me on the morning when he called me and passed by my house to break up with me, that day, the night before, he'd received a call from another girl who said she was pregnant. And yeah, so that's why he broke up with me. So I asked him, so you broke up with me because a random girl is pregnant? And he says he did cheat on me with that girl, and so she was pregnant, and so he needed to take care of that. So I'm bamboozled at this point, because okay, this is very new information. So then I asked him, so you, I don't know, you were cheating on me? I mean, I was the most faithful person ever. I trust that when I'm dating, I'm dating grown-ups, so I don't have the need to FBI. I don't have to feel suspect about your female friends. I don't go through your phone. I have never done any of that. Like, I literally just went about my life knowing, hey, here is my boyfriend. And that's all. I didn't need to FBI. And so just coming and sitting here and you telling me that you actually did cheat on me, that's new information. But then, men are just stupid. Men are outrightly stupid. Because then he tells me, oh, it was just a one-time thing. Is that supposed to make me feel better? Is it supposed to make me feel better? Eh? I'm asking. So then he says it's a one-time thing. So yeah, it's a one-time thing. So at this point, I remember feeling nothing but anger. I remember feeling livid. I remember just feeling like I would fucking choke him. And not so much that he was cheating, because that was my next question. That was my exact next question. I didn't care so much that he was cheating. I think cheating is normal. The two men that I've been with before him actually also cheated on me, but I learned it again in the very same way. I learned it after the breakup. I didn't know it during the relationship. And so I tell him, the first thing that comes to mind, and I tell him is, so you had the audacity, you had the nerve to go sleep with another woman without protection when you know very well the girlfriend you're with, you're also sleeping with her without protection. And at that point, I didn't even care. I told him, I don't even care if I'm the other woman. I can't even put myself on the pedestal here and say that I'm the girlfriend and that is the other woman. I don't know who of us here is the other woman. So my point here is that you were having sex with two women, unprotected sex with two women, let alone that you do not even care for any of us. Don't you care for yourself, nigga? Like, don't you care that you could contract something? Let alone us. Let alone us women. You might not care for us. But what about you? I was so mad. That was what was making me so mad. Like, you could prioritize yourself over other people. But the thought that you don't even care about yourself, like your own health, it's like, you saw me take Depot and not have my period for how long? And you were just gallivanting out here, yeah, without protection. Guess what this guy goes ahead and tells me? It was one time and the condom broke and the morning after pill didn't work. So I'm just like, at this point, I know I'm not making headway because his answers are not answering my questions. My question is like, don't you care for yourself? Didn't you care for any of us enough to have sex, to have safe sex with the other person? But this guy is just like, no, with her, it was a one-time thing and the condom broke and the plan B didn't work. So that's why he was in that situation. This girl was pregnant. So in my head, there was so much to think about, but these are things I thought about later on. I was just like, so there are women out there who'd have sex with a guy one time, fall pregnant, and choose to now follow this guy as, like, anyway, I didn't even ask a lot of questions. So I remember asking him, is it someone I know? Is it someone you knew for a while? Is it someone you'd just met the way you and I had met at work? And he says it's a girl that he's known for a very long time. Like, I think they grew up together. So I thought, okay, I don't know why I asked that question, but at this point, I don't think anything was making sense. So I was just like, okay, you do this, you have a good time. It seems like you have a family now, and all the best. And I said, I never want to see you ever again in my life. And there's something he told me. Oh yeah, I told him, I wish you, I hope your girlfriend, I hope your wife or girlfriend has safe delivery, and wishing you all the best with her. Safe delivery, take care of her. And he goes ahead and says, no. So I remember this meeting was a year after, guys, a year. It was a year after, not 2 years after. So when he tells me, wait, I have to get the calculations in my head right. So when I tell him, congratulations on your baby, and I hope your girlfriend gets a safe delivery, he tells me, oh, what do you mean safe delivery? The baby is like, he said a number of months. Was it 7 months old or something? It was the baby was older. The baby had already been born. So I don't remember how old that child was. So I'm thinking to myself, oh, she's already born. But then in my head, there's so much going on. I don't compute this. So I just tell him, okay, oh, the baby's already born. Okay, good luck to you and your family. I don't want to ever see you again. It seems like you have a family. Bye, all the best. Thank you. So then he leaves. And then that night, I texted my friends. So there's a group we were in, a WhatsApp group, where we were planning a trip for Mombasa that never happened, but we were still in that group. So then I texted my friends and I told them, oh, guys, there's tea. So you remember your favorite boys, because even my friends really liked him, you know? You remember your favorite boys. So he's come back and told me the child, he actually broke up with me because he got another girl pregnant. So apparently he was cheating on me. So yeah, so that's the reason he did. And when my friends were asking questions, oh, so the girlfriend is pregnant, no. She said the girlfriend is pregnant. I said, no, actually, the child was it 7 months? I think it was 7 months. I don't remember the conversation. But then I said, oh, I think the child is 7 months or 4 months. I don't remember, guys. I don't know how old that child was, but it wasn't a year old yet. So I remember saying the number of months, and my friends were like, oh, I'm so sorry, Olive. I'm so sorry for what you went through, da da da. Anyway, we went about the night and it was okay. Oh, wait, there's something I'm forgetting. When he said he cheated on me, he said it was during the period of the breakup. So the night went by. So in the morning, a friend of mine, one of my friends, I think, is the one who did the calculation. I don't remember whether she called me or she texted it on that group. And she's the one who called me and was like, wait, if that child is this month's old, it means this girl got pregnant at this time. And if she got pregnant at this time, this could have been way, way before you guys even moved into separate houses. And I don't know. I don't know. So I just told her, it's a lot to process, babe. It's a lot to process. But I guess he cheated and that's all. I mean, I'm just mad that he didn't even dare like try and take care of any of us. I was just hoping, I was just hoping for some decency. Like even like tell your girl to go get prep, tell your girl to, like even just have a condom for the girl who you haven't had tests with. So I knew that we were living together, we'd have sex sometimes spontaneously, we might not have condoms all the time. So I had gotten my Depo shot because we don't want kids, right? So there was a whole thing that had gone on here. So I was just thinking, if you were gonna have sex with someone outside the safe arrangement, because I can't call myself the main girlfriend, really. I don't know who of us was the main girlfriend, but if you were having sex outside this safe circle that we had, I would think you'd be more careful, at least just to have a condom, I would think. And if the condom broke, as you insinuate it was a one-time thing and the condom broke, I would think you didn't then come back and just have sex with your other girl. You'd at least, I don't know, go get prep. I don't know. I don't know, guys. I was just like, there are ways in which you protect yourself sexually. You just prioritize yourself. And I didn't see him do that for himself. And that's why it was weird for me. So then, this story is not over. Now, 2 years later, okay? Now, this is a year after this one has happened. Because this was like, yes, it was probably 2 years after that had happened. So I meet with my friends. You remember the same friends from the ones who came to my house on that public holiday? Yes, the same ones. So I'm going to meet them for something else. There's another event that we're going to that belongs to one of us. So during that event, we're driving there. I think we're driving back. And we're driving there. We're driving back. Maybe. So during that event, so my friend starts talking to me and she starts telling me, oh, you and that nigga of yours, I hate him so much. And I'm just like, you don't need to hate him for me. If you guys are still friends, you do you. But then she tells me that guy to date is still making moves on me. And I'm like, what do you mean to date? So then she shows me text messages of this guy just being like, oh, sometimes I think about your legs. And I was like, okay, I'm not hurt. At this point, it's funny because I'm past everything. I've healed, I'm fine, I'm doing well. It's just weird. And I'm asking her, where, why, these things for legs? So then I remember there's a gig, because this guy was a photographer. So there's a gig my friend had. She had a photo shoot that she wanted done. So I told her, see, you call my boys, he'll do it for you. So him and her went for the photo shoot. And the shoot came out well. There were photos, they were good. But then she told me, he kept making subtle comments about, oh, how I look good. No, at first she thought she was feeling comfortable with him because he's such a good photo. He was a comfortable person to be around. He's such a good photographer, da da da. And so he was making like, oh, show me those legs, and oh, nice. And just the same way a director would direct you in a photography session. So she thought that is what it was. But then when he started texting her later after the sessions, it was just like, oh, I can't forget your legs, or you have such beautiful legs. When are we doing another photo shoot? Guys, men are out here just being messy with my friend. But anyway, so yeah, I get to find out now, 2 years after the breakup, I get to find out he was trying to reach out to my friend, and my friend is not replying. So literally he's having a monologue in her chats. And this is guys, so this is him with talking to my friend on text, and he has a baby mama. Oh, there's a part I forgot. When I asked him about the living situation with his baby mama, he says, oh, he's looking into it. And let me tell you, the universe is such a crazy place to live. So there's this one time again, I'm going to a random place to visit a friend of mine. And in that random place, I don't know what it was. We were talking business because I still get business links from my exes. So I think we were talking business, and I told him, this client is there. I was even there to see my friend just the other day, and he asks me, where were you? Because I also moved to that place. And I told him the apartment name, and he tells me he lives in the very same apartment. Okay, so then I call my friend, I tell, oh, you know, my ex-boyfriend lives in the same apartment as you. And he tells me, oh, and she tells me, okay. So then that's when I learned that he actually lives in that apartment with his wife and the kid. So yeah, it's so messy. But anyway, so I just realized he's a very messy guy. So this is when it went. So you know, when you're now having an epiphany, when you're going back and things start to come, you start to see things in a different light. And I remember a time when he told me, I think we were playing a drinking game, and he said he's had a fantasy of having a threesome with me and my best friend of the time. And guys, so right now is when I'm just looking back, I'm just like, whew, guys, whew. But you could never, I swear to you, to date, my family actually thinks it's something I did that broke us up. Yeah, because of course I'm the crazy chick. I'm the crazy bitch who can't keep men. And true to it, I will not keep like a man who's not disciplined. Like, can you get your shit together, right? But anyway, yes. So that guy was the ultimate clean person. Like, if there's a slate that is clean, is that guy. There's this guy, you cannot pin anything on him. He was such a beautiful heart. He's everything you ever wanted. But anyway, we get to know now the most beautiful wolves are in sheepskin, aren't they? Yeah, so that is the story of my breakup. It's not crazy. It's not like I've not healed. It was just a crazy story. I just thought I'd finish it up for you so that you guys would know what happened, because a lot of people were just wondering, oh, what happened with your boyfriend who you moved in with? Well, we moved out. We broke up. Found out later that he was cheating, and he actually has an entire family now. So that's what happened. Any more details I might be leaving out? If there's anything I've forgotten, it's the timelines that I'm struggling with. I don't keep time. I don't keep time. But anyway, yeah, that was just it. I think I've had heartbreaks before, but that was a blow. That was just like, whew, I have to be super careful. You can't even trust people with your health these days, because I was just thinking the number of people who've like contracted something weird from people they trusted just because you were thinking, oh, I'm dating a grown-up, oh, we share the same values and qualities, oh, if they did this, at least they'd have the decency of taking care of me and them. But no, apparently not. So for me, what I took away is that even my own health is in my own hands. It doesn't matter how much I trust this person. I am very, very careful about health. I do not negotiate with health. If there's something that I am so grateful for, is how good my immune system is, because I don't fall sick. I'm never in hospital, so I wouldn't want anything that would put me on meds of any sort. So I'm glad I did dodge that bullet, and right now I'm just very careful. There is no trusting people with my health. I can trust people with my heart, can trust people with everything I got, I can trust people with my money. I will not trust you with my health. Guys, keep it safe. Just use a fucking condom. It doesn't matter how much you trust them, that you just use a fucking condom. But anyway, I have learned my lesson. I'm still very open to love. I'm not the kind of person who cancels love because this happened to me. I'm still very open to love. But I'm just careful not to, about safe sex, mostly, just safe sex. But I'm very open to love. I'm very open to experimenting. I still would move in with someone right now just for the sake of it and see how it goes. But basically, that's the entire story of my boyfriend who I moved in with and how we broke up. Yeah. And I don't know why I keep learning that they cheated on me a year after. It's always like a year or so after. There's one I learned the other day, and I dated that guy in like CG 2014. And I was just like, what am I supposed to do with this information like 6 years later? Is it 6 years later? Oh, we were past 2020. 6, 7, it's headed to 10 years, right? Yeah. But anyway, you can tell me your crazy stories of how you broke up with your boyfriends, your girlfriends. At least he wasn't abusive. I haven't dated anyone abusive. Yeah, that's the story of it. But I have healed, guys. I have healed so well. I am so proud of myself. I look at the strides, and I will tell you this for free, even though it is embarrassing a little, that was the incident that provoked me going into mental health wellness. After that, because once it came out that it was him and not me, a lot of things started to make sense. A lot of things, I was just like, wait a minute, that's not my fault. Wait a minute. I am amazing. I am beautiful as a person. I am love. Oh my goodness. Right? So it was that propelled me into my mental health wellness journey. And I am so glad where I am right now. I went into self-awareness. I went into taking care of myself, prioritizing myself. And so far, I am so happy. That experience is what triggered that for me. I don't want it to be the same for other people. I want people to get into the self-awareness and a healthy mental health wellness by themselves and not through a traumatic incident. I just want other people to experience it, but by themselves, so that they also don't get to experience this ever in their lives. Like, no one deserves to experience that. As much as it's a lesson, we shouldn't get to learn lessons like that. Lessons shouldn't be accompanied by pain and hurt in that sense. But anyway, even my mouth is dry right now. But that's the story of my breakup with my last boyfriend. I haven't dated since, last year. I kind of saw someone that's not working out. Next week maybe we'll talk about my asexuality, and then I'll be able to explain why I've been single and I basically am abstaining from sex a lot of the times, and it's not voluntary. It's not, anyway. I'll give you the lowdown of all of it. But right now, that's the story. Until next week, same time, same place. Bye. I've been your girl, Olive Oral. This is the In All Honesty podcast. Bye.